They say some roads just swallow the living and spit out the dead. And there are few places in the world that fit this description better than Highway 61. This desolate stretch of road in Minnesota was once a busy lifeline. But these days, it's nothing more than a two-lane artery cutting through the Great North Woods, a road that feels like it's leading to nowhere in particular. And yet, it feels alive. As night falls, Highway 61 transforms. The shadows stretch longer, the silence deepens, and the line between our world and the other side starts to blur. Tonight, I want you to ride with me as we peel back the layers of Highway 61. Hitchhiking ghosts, phantom vehicles, unexplainable accidents, and stories that leave you wondering if you'll ever dare drive this road at night. Picture this! Twilight settles over the pines, the last orange glow of the sun sinking below the horizon. The crickets start their mournful song. The wind dies down, like nature itself is holding its breath. You're alone, driving. The hum of your tires is the only sound. Each mile marker seems to drag on forever. And then, you see it? At the edge of the road, there's a figure. Thumb raised. A classic hitchhiker silhouette against the fading light. You hesitate. You slow down. And then just like that, he's gone. No footsteps. No trace. Just a cold breath on the back of your neck. As if something got into your car without asking. Highway 61 isn't just a road. It's a storybook. A graveyard! A theater where the spirits of the past refused to stop performing, long before it was called Highway 61. People knew this road as the Red Highway. And no, that name wasn't just about the color of the soil. It was about blood. In Minnesota's logging days, this was the artery that fed sawmills and lumber camps. Workers trudged through, wagons overloaded with timber. The road was dangerous, rough, barely carved through the wilderness. Accidents were common. Wagons overturned. Horses broke legs. Men lost lives. And according to legend, the spirits of those who died working this road never left. They're tied to it. People have seen shadowy figures in old-fashioned work clothes, carrying lanterns through the mist. Some drivers even claim they've been flagged down by a man with a lantern, only to watch him vanish into thin air. Imagine being out there, headlights barely cutting through the darkness, when a glowing figure steps onto the road only to disappear as you swerve. But the darkest stories don't just belong to the past. In the mid-20th century, Highway 61 became infamous for something far worse. A string of strange accidents. Cars veering off for no reason. Families vanishing after crashes. Wrecks found in ditches with no driver inside. Survivors who swore they saw someone or something step in front of their car right before impact. And here's where it gets chilling. At some crash sites, locals say ghostly figures can be seen replaying their final moments, doomed to relive them again and again. Some warn you can hear whispers near the trees, voices begging for help that never comes. Police reports don't explain it. Locals don't talk about it openly, but ask around quietly, and you'll hear the same thing. This road takes people. And sometimes it gives them back in ways you don't want to see. One of the most famous stories along Highway 61 is the Hitchhiker. Dozens of drivers have reported the same thing over decades. A young woman, sometimes in a dress, sometimes in jeans, standing at the roadside, asking for a ride. She gets in, makes small talk, polite, quiet, nothing strange. But then, she vanishes before reaching her destination. Just gone! One trucker swore he gave her a ride on a freezing night. She sat in silence, shivering in the passenger seat. He offered her his jacket. When she vanished minutes later, the jacket vanished too. The next morning, he found it folded neatly on a gravestone in a nearby cemetery. Now tell me, would you pick up a hitchhiker on Highway 61? Or would you drive on and pray you don't see her in your rearview mirror? Another story that chills drivers is the phantom truck. Imagine this! You're driving late at night, fog rolling in so thick you can barely see 10 feet ahead. Suddenly, headlights appear in your rearview mirror. A pickup truck barreling down on you. The engine roars, horn blaring, lights blinding. It's about to slam into you, and then it's gone. No crash. No debris. No truck! Just silence, like nothing ever happened. Locals say this phantom truck is the spirit of a driver who died in a brutal collision decades ago. And now, he relives his last reckless ride, forever chasing anyone who dares to travel his road. The deeper you go on Highway 61, the stranger it gets. The fog thickens. The trees crowd the edges of the road, their branches clawing like skeletal hands. Some travelers report hearing their own names whispered in the wind. Others say a woman in white appears, warning them to turn back. Ignore her, and you might find yourself in the middle of an accident that defies reason. There are even claims of time-lost drivers swearing they traveled 4 minutes only to discover hours had passed. It's as if the road itself bends time, trapping travelers in its haunted loop. And maybe the most unnerving tale of all, the crossroads. Somewhere along the 42-mile stretch between markers 39 and 81, the road splits. 2 paths. One straight ahead, one veering into the trees. Drivers who take the side road. Most never return. Or if they do, their stories don't make sense. They describe endless forests, looping paths, phantom figures chasing them until suddenly they're back on Highway 61 with no memory of how they escaped. Is it just a trick of the mind? Or is Highway 61 something more than asphalt and dirt? A place where the rules of our world no longer apply. So I'll ask you this, would you dare drive Highway 61 after dark? A place where the living and the dead share the same asphalt. Where hitchhikers vanish, trucks appear and disappear, and time itself might bend to the will of something sinister. Maybe it's just stories. Maybe it's just imagination. But maybe, just maybe, Highway 61 really is cursed. The next time you're driving late at night and you see headlights in your rearview mirror or a figure by the side of the road, ask yourself, is it flesh and blood or something else? Thanks for joining me on this journey down Highway 61. If you enjoyed this story and want more chilling tailies, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell. And tell me, what would you do if a hitchhiker tried to flag you down on a haunted highway? Until next time, keep your lights on, keep your doors locked, and whatever you do, don't stop for the ghosts of Highway 61.
Like and subscribe.